Hey everybody, just want to make a video on the bin construction for histograms. Of course, you can always, unless you are instructed to not do this, you can always just insert a histogram using Excel's histogram tool. I'm going to leave this to the side as a kind of comparison. So when we make the bin construction, we're sort of, the process is I want to look at the range. So I need to look at the max and the min. And then I'm going to decide how many bars or bins, and then I can come up with my bin range, and then from there I can start organizing my data into pieces. So let me start with some formulas here. I'll find the max of this set. I'm going to find the min of this set. Notice that I'm clicking on the column as a way of just getting all of the data in the column rather than having to start here and go all the way down to row 90 or whatever it would be. And so then my range, just the max minus min. And we're looking at, okay, now their histogram gave me 7. I'm going to say I want 6 bars. And so then I take my range and I just split it up into 6 equal pieces. Now at this point, I'm going to round. So this 9.58, I'm going to round up to 10. So now I'm going to start at my min, but I'm going to go down just a titch. So I'm going to say 32 is my first lower bound. And I'm going to go up 10. I'm going to use math to do this, even though it would be easy to add 10 in my head. And then this number will be my next lower bound. And then I'll add 10 again. Now, I can use autofill here if I remember to fix the reference to F10, because notice that in this formula I said F10, and in this formula I said F10. So I'm going to put the $sign here, and then I think I'm ready to do autofill for my 6 bars. This is the last bar I need because, or bin, because it goes from 82 to 92, and that contains the maximum. So now what I need to do is I need to figure out how many I have. So I'll give you a couple of ways to do that. There's this sort of slow and just cautious way of doing it by sorting the data, and then I would highlight all the numbers that are in that range. I'm going up to 42. This is sort of error prone in the sense that it's relying on you to count properly. There's a lot of dragging. I've seen students do things like accidentally autofill and they're overwriting their data. But the data is here, it's in order, and I can easily see between 42 and 52, there's only one day that was like that. Between 52 and 62, there's a few more days for that, quite a few more. Up here to 61.5. I'm using my count tool down here, that's 18. And from 62 to 72, looks like I've got 17. 72 to 82. My check here is going to be, interesting. Now this brings up an important point about inclusive or exclusive. Does the 82 belong in this set or the next set? So I'm going to say this is from 32 to 42 inclusive, which means that the pattern continues for the next one. So these are sort of fancy math symbols called interval notation that show, without saying all of the words, that in the set that I'm in right now, 72 is not included, but 82 is included. And in this set, 82 is not included, but 92 would be included. And because I've made those little adjustments by like starting a little bit lower, making this a little bit bigger, I'm not going to run into any problems. So let me go back and do my count again. 72 to 82, including 82. Here we are at 38. And then from 82 to 92, not including 82, that should be everything else. And that's 12. Now that I'm finished, I would make sure to do the sum of the frequencies just to make sure that it matches the count. I think that's the right number for January through February. Let's see. Oh, I can actually just do the column. 90. Good. So this matches. I'm feeling good about things. At that point, I'm ready to build my histogram. I'm just going to do the countifs method as a second check. So when I do the countifs, I have to make two statements. I have to say I want it to be greater than, and then this number. And I have to say, but I also want it to be less than or equal to, and this number. So I'm basically setting up the inequalities. I use quotations for the inequality symbols, greater than, less than, or equal to. And then I'm bringing in, this is why I did my lower bound and upper bound section. I could have just written it like this, but because I knew that I wanted to do this countifs approach, I'm setting it up separately. Plus, it's easier to sort of run it out, especially if you've got crazy numbers with, you know, thousands of dollars or something weird. It's just easier to do that. Oh, doesn't like what I did here because I forgot the comma. I did that. So I've got the range, the condition, which is sort of complicated. I have the inequality and the cell reference. Then I have another range. This is basically a new countif where I'm saying I also want it to be less than or equal to. And I get the same number. And I should be able to autofill it out. But the thing that I need to, nope, it's all in A, so it should be good. If you've selected a specific range, then you got to be a little bit careful when you go down. But because I did the whole column, it shouldn't be an issue. And there it is, 4, 1, 18, 17, 32, 17, 38, 12. Now I'm going to go ahead and insert. When you insert, you're not inserting a histogram this time. You're inserting a column chart that you're going to make a histogram by setting this data series gap width down to 0. And now you have your constructed histogram, which is, you know, pretty similar in shape to this one. You can see the big modal hump right here in this upper section. And then you can see this kind of weird, there's a couple of cold days, and then there's not really anything in this zone, and then the rest of the data is up here. Don't forget that when you do your title, you want to label it. So this is something like max temps in Austin winter 2023. And then I can add on my labels, titles. There we go. So this would be my temperature ranges. And this could be the number of days. And so with those things, I'm ready to present my histogram. All right, hope that helped.